Hello, desktop audio. Alright, guys, let's do our thing. Let me go back here. Okay, what's going on? Oh, I gotta get my man Tex Hub up in here. Tex, you should have permissions already. What's going on, guys? Welcome to Monday Prep. Excuse me, Sunday Prep. It's been a while, man. Just like I've been telling you guys in the last previous lives, I just been super busy. You know, been working my ass off trying to get good vibes still running. I'm seeing a lot of servers dying, but I'm doing everything I can to keep us afloat, man. And I'm gonna stay doing. I told you guys, even if it's only just me, Jay Leezy, and Tex Hub, fucking, and Mr. Supply and Demand Trading, then it'll only be us here. But we're not going anywhere. I'm actually announcements I have to make was yesterday that I'll probably make it tonight. I just gotta finish up the last few things. But we're partnering up with like two other servers that are dying out. One happens to be Jack's. I don't know if you guys remember Jack, the trader. He was killing it. He was killing it for like 2 years. All of a sudden, last minute, I think he just died off, man. He just said that he wasn't doing it anymore for some reason. So I reached out to him. I'm like, dude, you're a fucking great trader, man. Don't just die off like when you had a good name going. And he just said that he wasn't into the whole server thing. So I'm like, dude, why don't you bring your guys here? You become one of our like top crypto analysts. And he's gonna work with the staff and do. I think he's really good at the editing and stuff like that. So we're gonna bring him aboard. Another server that was dying down. I think what was it, Investor Pro. I just added them to the staff. Same thing. One of their main guys is a really good trader, guys. Like I really like his energy. His lives are pretty fucking fire. He reminds me of a mix of me and Brian, dude. Like in one. So I'm excited to bring him along. He's gonna be doing at least 2 lives a month. He'll be making calls Monday through Friday. And what I liked about him the most is that he even said it. He's like, Kenny, I'm not going to promise that I'm going to be throwing out fucking calls and bangers. I'm putting out information, and I love that, man. I told you guys, I'm not into the whole 100%. That shit doesn't, that shit doesn't fluff my feathers when somebody tells me they have 100% for the month. I like guys that are consistent. And from what I've seen, his YouTube and everything like that, the guy is pretty awesome and consistent with his work. So we're gonna give him a shot. We're gonna bring him aboard. I had to clear some, space, some budget. I think I'm getting rid of like two analysts that just, they're not making the cut. I don't really see anybody tagging them and or talking about them. So I'm just gonna cut two guys to make room for him to give him a shot. And I think you guys will like him, man. The guy impressed me a lot. I was on the phone with him for like 2 hours yesterday. Real impressed with his work, man. So I'm really looking for. Oh, and he's gonna be making the calls manually. That shows you that he's not into the bots. He's like, Kenny, I'm not your regular fucking crypto trader where just throws his bot everywhere. I want to be in your server. Will engage with the members, doing the calls manually instead of having my bot in every fucking server. And I respected that because I'm actually leaning towards doing that within the next few months, man. I just want to pick up my numbers to show everybody that I still got it. I've been, again, so busy that my numbers did drop down for like the past 2 months to like 65%. I need to bring it back up to like 75, 80 for the month. And then I'm going to make the move into just either going fully exclusive with Good Vibes or just maybe working in like 4 other servers instead of the 50 that I'm in now. And just like really making it exclusive. No more bots, just me going in there with you guys. But I just want to do that with Good Vibes, to be honest, man. I think I want to shut down the whole analyst thing and just stick to my group here, man. So a lot of good things, man. A lot of things coming up next few months. Finally sitting down to do the GVT clothing line too. Can't wait for that to come out. Looking forward to that. And that's it, man. So yeah, just a few updates. What we got coming up next few months. Stay tuned, man. We got a lot of cool things coming up. So that being said and done, let's do our Monday prep real fast. Let's get it out the way. Maybe do 20, 30 minutes. Get some, really good looks on Bitcoin. I want to look at. I want to look at SPY because SPY did do some really nice moves on Friday that caught my attention. Even Tesla was kind of breaking out, which is why I swung Tesla call for this week that ends on Friday. The market's been, it's been doing what it does, man. Up and down, left and right, sideways, right? Like it's what it does. So let's dive into Bitcoin real fast, and then we'll go over some of these other coins.
I'm back.
What's up, my man?
Yo, you ain't doing no sports bets anymore, or what?
Who's? Of course, we got sports bets, brother. Man, we got sports. You know, no, one of the guys is on vacation right now. We have Neo. Neo's been banging it out, man. Neo's been banging out his sports consistently, man.
Neil.
Look, yeah, Neo. Look right here, Neo Walker. He, man,
What's
look,
that?
huh?
I ain't never seen this guy before. Who's that?
Oh, he's been with us since day one, man. He's a good friend of ours, bro. Like he's been with us. He was just a member, and he saw Warrior kicking ass. You know, that's the original like sports guy or sports god. I want to say, right? This guy right here, Neil. Look, he's been with us since fucking last year, bro. Look, 2 days from the day we opened. Yeah, he's been with us forever, man. Good guy.
Yo, I've been with y'all forever. What the fuck?
Yeah, exactly, man. See, but he wanted to do calls, man. I've been telling you to do calls or whatever, you know, if you want to teach. Brother, you're a smart guy, man. You love this just as much as we do, man. Tell you, man. Help the members out, you know?
I've been thinking about getting my own channel.
Well,
Might just get my own channel in here.
so you let me know whenever you're ready, my man, and I'll set it up. All right? But yeah, there's the sports right there, my guy. You just got to go to unlock channels and click on the sports, and you should have all the channels there.
Hey
All
yo,
right?
let me throw something in there.
What's up, Big Tex?
What happened, Tex?
I'm at the gym, so I can't be too long-winded about it, but
Right.
I'm gonna be a lot more like full-time. Like I don't know if you noticed, I just threw a call out and an update on the yen pairs. So I'm gonna be a lot more active trading. You know, my personal situation changed, and you know what I'm talking about,
Yeah,
Kenny.
yeah,
So
yeah. That's
I
you and
got,
I. You and I.
I got nothing but a lot of fucking free time now, my brother. So
Yo,
y'all
Tex.
be on the lookout for a lot of forex calls coming up.
Oh, yeah.
Didn't you nail the bottom of oil before this massive ass run up?
He fucking nailed a few times. I call him Mr. LTC, man. This man has shown me two amazing trades on LTC that was just dumbfounded, man. And I'm here taking like 100% or 20% profits, and that shit goes up to like 600-700% because Tex is a swinger, man. Tex looks for the big swings, you know, nice big moves, man. I'm so nervous with that shit that as soon as I see a drop, I'm like, oh, I gotta get take my profits, and I take it out. Texas is different. Texas is a different breed, bro.
I'm the same way as Tex, man. I don't give a fuck if it dumps 3%. I'm still in the bitch.
Yo,
Yeah,
Tex.
we're still holding our Litecoin spot, dude. I mean, my average is 63 on Litecoin on the spot.
Nice, nice, nice.
You
Hell
didn't
yeah.
see that I caught the bottom on Soul?
Do what?
1331?
Soul's another one, man. I've been hearing a lot of people trying to snipe that one, man.
I
Soul.
sniped it at 1331 and I told everybody, man. And that shit went all the way up to $31.
Yeah.
God damn.
It's just
But hey,
insane.
I'm gonna go back on mute. I just want to let you know I'm gonna get a lot more full time now on the trading stuff because I can do that shit while I'm traveling.
Yo,
So I'm gonna be on the road for like the next 2 months, but I can do that shit every night at the hotel. You know what I'm saying?
yo, Tex, let's talk. Yeah, man. Same here. I already told you my situation, man. Mom's here. Like, I have time now. I'm gonna go see my daughters on Tuesday. I'm driving down to Georgia, so I'll be out there for like 2 weeks. Same thing with time in my hands. You know, once they go to school, I'm gonna be trade. You know, doing lives,
Yeah.
doing what we
Let
do
me.
best, man. So we'll talk. We'll do that.
Once I'm done with the gym, I'm gonna go see a movie real quick, and then I'm going to my cousin's house. So I'll call you on the way to my cousin's house.
Hit me up. Yeah, sounds good, brother, man. All right.
All right.
All right, guys.
Hell yeah.
Let's do our thing. All right. So, Bitcoin. Yeah. Let's open up. I'm trying to find that one chart that I always show you guys in Sunday Prep. Let me see if this is the one. I'm gonna take all of these off right now. Too noisy.
Some of them indicators are too noisy, man.
Well, some of them, well, that's the thing. Like, mind you, you know me, man. I love indicators. I have like all of these always, but you know, you never see me with all of them on because you're right, brother. Like, look at this. If I was to have all this shit on, I wouldn't
You're
be able to
muted. Hello?
see. Oh, look at this. That drive me crazy. I wouldn't be able to even begin to do TA on this, right? Like, it's just too noisy. So, you know, my all these indicators, man. They have their purpose. You know, if I'm looking for certain things, certain levels, I turn on one. I'm looking for trend. I look up for my, you know, alligator super trends. Like they all have their purpose. And 90% of the times I have it off until I'm actually trading. Right, once I'm doing my TA already done, then I turn it on, because when I do TA, brother, like even now, man, look, I erase everything, bro. I like to start from scratch every time I start a trading day, man. For some reason, it just, gets me more in tune. Even old lines, unless it's a really strong line that I see that I'm like, damn, dude, this thing just won't stop hitting it, and, super solid line, then, that's something different. Then I'll try to hold that one out. But other than that, I like to start fresh every single time, man. All right, guys. So, Bitcoin, man. I mean, where are we at? 29. I told you guys, and I said it in our chats over and over, man. 30K, 30K, 30K will be that. It's a strong wall, man. I really don't think we're gonna see any breakouts happening. I mean, mind you, look, we're still at that wall right now, right? And it's in between 30, 32K. It's still in the zone right here. But we're rejecting. We're already rejected once, twice, a few times, and thank goodness that we actually had that nice run up, man. This is that daily trend line that I keep showing you guys, right? We've been on this trend line honestly since we hit those low, 1500s. I mean, excuse me, 15,000s, right? Look right here, about 15, 16. Once we hit this, guys, this was, I mean, it was such a fucking game changer, right? Because if you, dialed in and looked at your lower highs right here, before all of this happened, right? And I think I could even cover that. Hold on, how do I do that again? Replay. Right, so I want to say from here, right, before all that move, that move happened, right, like this was just our fucking just downpour. We had a whole year of downtrend until we finally did break this downtrend, man. And this was a big daily downtrend that I think we all had drawn out from our previous Monday lives and Sunday lives. Once we broke this, guys, like that's when it really started making moves. And again, we've been riding on this solid uptrend, dude, for I want to say quite some time here. Let me hit play on this. Where's the play button? The hell's the play button? Alright, let's just get it out. So yeah, look, once it broke, right? Like it's hit once, it's hit twice, and even this part, man, I thought we were gonna come barreling down when we were just knifing down like this. It's a bull flag, right? It's a bull flag within a bullish channel. So right here you got a bullish channel going on. You have higher lows forming, you have lower highs forming. Okay, that's beautiful bullish move, right? And again, doesn't mean that I'm not saying we're in a bullish market. I'm not saying that we're completely, 100% bullish, but whenever you're in a daily, and this is why I love to, I'm a day trader, guys, right? I should be always focusing on the 3, the 5 minute, the 15, the hour, according to the trading rules, right? Nah, man, I like to, look at everything. I've looked at weekly charts to find certain trend line breaks and shit. When I tell you they break on a weekly, man, do they break, right? Like you have your daily right here, right? You had a downtrend forming. Once it broke, and it's, hung out. So even if you caught a nice little entry, you're talking about a day candle, right? You had all day to get on in this in this candle, right? Once it broke out, you got on, you profited pretty nicely on this, So, it's just about what time frames, what charts you feel more comfortable trading, man. But I would suggest, whenever you guys are doing TA, really look at your bigger time frames, man. You'll see more stronger moves that way. You'll see stronger breakouts as well. And they tend to really, really perform a lot better than you just looking at a 15-minute trend break, and it performing for the most part, right, within a few minutes and stuff, but big moves, strong moves, like my man Tex does, man, he, big time frames, right? You want big moves, you got to be able to have the patience, right, and you got to be able to look at bigger time frames to look for those big moves. So, right now, big moves, macro, micro level, right? You want to look at your macro. I mean, shit, man. Bitcoin is still doing really, really well, right? Even though we had our sell-off, right? We had it last time. And I think last time, within this whole consolidation point, before it kind of made the move and a nice bounce off of that trend line, we were in here for a while, right? I think it was almost like 2 months. I'll tell you right now. Where is it? Date range, right? So, consolidation, right? From here to all the way it came down. Again, look, 3 months for it to finally, pop right back up to the 30s and almost again give us a damn near perfect trend line break. So we're following this bullish channel extremely well. I want to see it hit, right? Like if we are gonna come down, and look, we kind of did break some support here. If you had a nice little demand zone like I had on my other charts, it was looking something like this, right? Demand zone, bang, right? But again, once it broke, to me, and I'm still kind of, I want to say I'm a little bearish for the next few days. If we do now break, because now we're forming a really small, really, really small demand zone even here, right? But these are the things that I look for, whenever you get zone breaks like this, you tend to get a really strong move, right? Demand zone, right? So same thing right here. This was the one that I had originally, and I was hoping for a nice bounce, so we can start making those new higher highs around the 32, hoping that we still stick. But again, the market had other. This is why I always say you don't know where the market's gonna go. Nobody does. I was thinking we would have been at 33, 32 by this week, right? But shit, the market had other plans, right? So just keep breaking it down, dissecting it. And right now, I am pretty bearish for the week. If we continue to just do this sideways and step down kind of thing like we did here, right? And this is just your market range, guys. So I looked at a video. Oh, it was it Trading in the Zone? I think they mentioned it in Trading in the Zone, and they mentioned it in Market Wizards. They say how the market moves sideways 80% of the times, right? Now, if you think about it, if the market is always in range and moving sideways 80% of the times, then that means if you're able to master something like support and resistance, supply and demand zone, and just ping pong it inside, then you'll be kicking ass. Because the only times you're gonna take a loss is when the market makes a move, right? Like let's say it's boxing in just like this, right? You're longing when it keeps hitting the bottom, right? Boom, profiting, right? You're shorting when it hits the top, your resistance, right? And profiting, right? So you're just ping-ponging in and out the zone, right? So let's say, and even here, you longed it, fuck, it didn't break up, it broke down. And that was your other 20% of the move, right? That's what they say the market does. 80% of the time is going to stay in a range, right? You find your lower lows, find your highs, and just kind of box it in. And just ping pong it, dude. And, I'm learning more and more that does happen a lot more than I thought, And again, the 20% of the times, just look for that strong move. I always like to look for breakouts from the top if something is boxing in like this, or the short if it breaks from the bottom, right? Well, we have the break from the bottom, which is, I threw a short, what was it? I think a few days back, right? I think it was maybe Thursday. Performed, right? It was one day where it kind of did perform. It gave me like 40%, went back, his stop loss at entry. It's going to keep doing that, right? Because we're just going sideways, And this is why I say, you got to be content and take what the market can give you. I want 100%ers. Right? Don't we all? Right? But sometimes you don't get that, And I think even if you look back at my calls, man, I haven't been hitting 100%, right? But I've been consistently getting gains, right? Yesterday, and fuck, man, wish I would have held that doji short because it plowed right through all TPs today, But I have my set rules, I have my set rules where if it hits my stop loss at entry, I am out, and that's it. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. That's that robot mentality that I try to tell all you guys gotta have, man. And I'm still working on it, dude. I'm telling you guys, I'm at this very, very beginning stages of that because I'm too emotional. I'm an emotional trader, man. And when I get a loss, I'm pissed off. When I get a win, I'm jumping up in the air, right? Like if you get that robot mentality, win or lose, you have a set of rules. It doesn't matter, right? You're just playing by the rules, and that's it. So, that's one of my things, man. No matter what happens, even if it does, like today, right? Like, boom, I was able to capitalize with 20-something%. Fine. I was at the bar watching a fight, making a trade, and I threw it out before I left. Got to the bar, performed. I was happy, watched the rest of my fight, enjoyed it, right? However, you come back today, look at this shit, guys. Like, it plowed. This was my entry right here, right? Get this one on a bigger screen. Bam. Right? So this was my entry around here. Bam, hit TP, right? Went back, stop loss at entry. And I looked at it at this point right here. I saw it breaking up. I was like, nah, because I was thinking about doing it again. But another rule of mine is not to chase the same trade. There's so many different charts. You don't have to keep chasing the same trade, right? If you're that adamant about it, come back hours later, see, if it'll perform. But try not to get in the habit of chasing a trade, man. Once you're done with it, swipe it. There's so many different other charts. Change it. see what else is out there. And you'll be surprised that as much as, you know, you love doji and you want to stick to a rule like that where you're not chasing the same trade, you'll be surprised how many other charts have the exact same fucking layout. You can even go to doji 2 on OKC and trade that one, but at least it's still a different chart, you know, and you'll keep your mindset on just switching it out and not, you know, always going back to the same charts. So again, you know, same thing. Like, and I looked at it today, right? I didn't look at it until today, until like maybe a few 30 minutes before I started doing the live, and I just to dissect it, right, to see how it performed and what did it do, keep doing, going sideways, right? Like 80% of the time it's gonna do, it went sideways, bouncing here, rejecting here, right? And my entry happens to be right in the middle. Bouncing here, rejecting, until it finally did reject off my entry and plowed to TP number 2. Went back, rejected off of TP number 1. Look how precise these lines are, guys. Like, when I put up my TP lines, I keep telling you guys, I don't just throw shit in the air and hope it sticks. You know, I'm not a fib guy. That's not my thing. I don't use it. You know, I've never have. I probably should, because I know a lot of you guys do use it and you're successful with it, and that makes me want to try it out, right? But I've never used it. You know, I don't use fib lines. I just go with what I see. And what I was looking at, if you go back and follow these lines, they're always going to be prior resistance points, right? Prior support or resistance points, where somewhere, if I look to the left of my chart, and I'm always looking to the left, right? Because that's where you're going to see your history of where, you know, your chart, of where your candles perform, right? So, you know, I picked this line, that TP1, because at that point, I think it was just this hit that it had, right? So it already had one hit, and I like the reaction from it. You know, the reaction, look at the reaction when it hit that line. Mind you, you know, it was already had happened, but look, it bounced down, spiked to there. Then the next one was a fat green candle, almost 2 fat green candles. So that's a nice rapid reversal, right? That shows me that whoever's buy order was there was big enough to push it away from it being a short, right? From it continuing to plow down the way it did, and kind of change the momentum of this trade for a few minutes. You know what I mean? But still, strong move. I look to the left. I bring this line all the way across. Boom. Right around here. Happens to be resistance, where the shit was plowing up, up, up. Rejected in this little cluster. Came barreling down. See? So again, guys, I don't throw my TPs, man. This is why a lot of the times you'll see me take profits. Hey, guys, closing half here. And then, oh shit, then, guys, we're at TP1. Why? Because, you know, I don't trust the market, man. I don't know where this thing is going to go. So if it comes close enough to TP1, you could bet your ass that I'm trimming something and placing that stop loss at entry, right? In case if it doesn't hit it, right? Maybe I'm off by a few points and it's a little higher, then that means it's really not going to hit my TP1. Either way, guys, I'm showing you that these lines, again, I don't throw up shit. You know, I don't just, you know, I've seen guys do that. Oh, what TP do you have? Give me 7.4. You know, they just throw that shit up to throw it up. No, every single trade I look at, I always look at prior resistance points, prior support points. That way you can, you know, if my, you know, trade is moving, see how it reacts to it, right? Like even this TP number 2, yeah, right here it didn't, you know, didn't bounce off of it, but look at the move when it did break though, right? Like, it bounced once, right? Almost twice, right? Again, it never has to be exact. No support line is exact on the fucking dot. You know, it's always supposed to be a range, which is why I get in the habit of making these supply and demand zones. They're almost the same as supporting resistance. They're just giving you that notion that it's a zone. You know, it's not just a single line. You know what I mean? But, I mean, fuck, man. Once it broke this zone, nice little strong TP number 2, barreling down. Huge candles, right? Like big red candles. And this one, look, this one was full bodied up to here before I finally started picking up. So, you know, what that makes me look is that when I put a line right here, you know, I'm seeing where else it reacts, right? Right there, right? Look at that. Boom, right there, right there. You got 2 beautiful touches that when the market was pushing down at that moment, kind of gave it a little shift up, right? Came barreling down again right there. But only this time, it performed right after that and never went back down to entry, right? So that's showing you strong lines, man. Look always to your left. Look at history, right? Don't make shit up in the air, right? Look at what's in front of you. Look at bigger time frames. Look at, you know, and again, guys, whenever you zoom out, bigger time frames, like, look, I was just on the 5-minute. 15-minute looks cleaner to me now, right? Now I can kind of really almost see these support, you know, resistance points a lot more clear, where if I bring it more to the left, Now I'm seeing a hit here. Now I'm seeing a hit here. Now I'm seeing a hit here. So it only made sense that the minute it dropped to this point, and again, right, not exactly, right, not perfect, but close, damn near close enough to give it that kind of reaction. That's what I look for, guys, on all my TPs, man. And I've seen it effectively, you know, without me, right? Like, if mind you, I threw these lines when this trade was over here. So the fact that these lines were already up, and then, you know, let's test them out, right? It bounced off of this line a few times. That shows you that TP number one was strong. Broke through it. Right here, we had a nice little bounce off of TP number two. Rejected off of number one, damn near perfectly. Rejected again off of TP1. Broke right through, right? And even now, on that final TP, when it did come up, it kind of gave it a little rejection, right? So, strong lines, guys. If you can identify lines like this, it will make your trading that much easier, right? Because that will help you identify levels, right? And once you'll be able to identify levels, and you can box out your charts and your candles, then you look for the strong move, man. And that's me, man. I love strong moves. I've always been a breakout trader. That's always been, you know, my favorite. You get the most gains off a nice breakout, man, right? But you got to be able to identify it, you know, draw your patterns, right? Look, this was a flag right here, and I think this is old, yeah, right? Look, it was old, broke out from above, so this should have been an entry right here. Broke out, retested fast too. Usually they take longer, like to retest, but did it. Went up, came down, retested right on the line, performed beautifully. If you broke out on a long right there, right? Same thing right here, right? Your market is in a range, right? What I just said earlier, right? 80% of the times you will see your market in a range. Boom, right? Breaks out, rejects off the top, bounces, rejection, right? You can have been playing this either from support to resistance for your longs and your shorts, or my favorite, the breakout trade, man. And boom, breakout entry around here above your highs, that performed beautifully. So that's what I look for, man. But yeah, you know, again, right? I could have been all sour that I didn't hold on to it and blah blah blah, bro. The guys, one thing I'm learning about trading: there's always gonna be trades. There's always gonna be charts. Whenever somebody tags me, hey Kenny, is it too late to get in that trade? Dude, absolutely. If I'm already up 50, 100%, and you're asking me now if it's too late to get in the trade, then 99% of the times I'm gonna tell you yes. Why? Because there's just so many trades, man. You know, if you didn't get in on this one, wait for the next one. You know, it might be today, it might be tomorrow, whatever. But there's always going to be trades. You guys don't have to drive yourself crazy and, you know, be like get yourself stressed out because you feel like you're missing out. You know, that's the whole FOMO, and the FOMO will cripple your account. Trust me on that one. All right, so bam. I just wanted to go over that real quick. Now let's just dissect Bitcoin real fast, and I want to do SPY. Maybe look at one or two forex pairs, and call it a night because I do want to look for some charts for some forex trades. But I do want to take a nice hour break to put my son down to go to bed, and then I will come back and do some live trading. So let's do our Sunday prep. I'm gonna do a brand new BTC chart. Maybe do CoinEx. Never heard of this one. Alright, so this is going to be a clear chart, right? Daily. Okay. Right, so yeah, I'll show you guys. So again, we're still holding this beautiful daily bullish channel as long as we're doing that. Overall, I am pretty bullish because of it. However, this week, I am a little bearish because I have a trend break going on. We have a lot of resistance up here in this 30K, right? I'll draw it again for you guys. This zone from here to here. Which, again, before, it was a support, right? It was your demand zone. Every time Bitcoin used to hit these 30Ks, you know, from these rocketing 45 and 50Ks that we were hanging on to back then, it would just bounce beautifully, right? This is why I say this is going to be tough. And then when it finally did break the 30K, that's when it went barreling down to shit to the 15, right? So now we're back at these levels, guys, man. So I am pretty bearish for the week, because I really feel like we're gonna kind of do a move. Like if you look at this chart, it's almost doing like an M, right? Like that little scoop and go. It's almost doing it again right now, right? So if let's say hypothetically speaking, we are doing this exact pattern that is showing us, you know, repetitively doing for the past, few months already, then I want to say we get a bounce somewhere in the somewhere in here, right? Somewhere in here, and I'm gonna mark it down so the next time we do our Sunday preps, you guys can see what I'm talking about, and we can see and come back and be like, oh shit, guys, remember that zone we put? Hey, it hit. It's running up. We're fucking bullish again, right? Like we've done it, guys. We've done it. This is why I like doing these Sunday preps, because you get to set these things up and see if they perform. Days, hours, whatever, weeks later. But we always come back and check it out. So again, this is what and this is my prediction. Something like this, right, where we come down. This is why I want to say maybe get a red week this week, or maybe the beginning, first few days, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, kind of reddish, depending if we can really break down to these levels. I'm thinking some maybe slight consolidation, probably even fucking poke under like the market loves to do, right? It loves to make sure that, you're not getting exact line touches. They like to make sure that they like to poke under for liquidation purposes, of course. But I'm thinking something like this, where it bounces down, consolidates for a few days, and then we start hopefully getting new highs, right? Because we're still not out from getting new highs, right? Look at your line, no matter what, it's going up, right? This was the last high was at 31,219. This time it's at, hold on, let me put this. I used to like having this label with the highs and the lows. Where is it? There we go. All right, so there you go. The highest point is 31,797. Right, so maybe again, I'm thinking if we can do something like this, and we can look for scalping, right? Because if I'm looking, mind you, this is a daily time frame. So if this is my daily mindset, right? This is my daily prediction for the week, kind of thing. If that's my daily mindset, then well, guess what? Monday, Tuesday, even tonight, I'm looking to see if I can fucking short the hell out of this, right? And again, this is a daily. Now you'll see me scalp down to the 5, right? 5 minute, look for certain things like break, right? Break of structure, right? Have nice little demand, 5 minute demand zone working itself right here. Okay. This is something that I'll look for on a smaller time frame, right? I can even set alerts where, hey, if I'm putting my son to bed and we happen to break this, I get that alert on my phone. I don't have to stare at this chart all day, right? Set yourself up for success. I tell you guys all the time, they made TradingView so fucking great that you don't have to stare at charts. The whole first 2 years I was trading, for me to wait for an hour move, I had to stare at that chart for an hour, man, because I was a fanatic. I just wanted to stare at it and see how it moves and see if I can, pinpoint certain moves. But now you got things like this where it just makes your trading that much easier, right? I set an alert. If it does hit it, possible short on a break, short on a break of structure, right? Just set yourself up, put your little details, right? Again, this is if you put it on this, the minute it touches it, even if it is on a 1 minute chart, it's gonna ping you, and it gets annoying because if it just consolidates, then it's just pinging you like 30 times. So one way to avoid that, I like to do, depending on what time frame you're on, right? Right now we're on the 5 minute time frame. So if I click on this once per bar close, and then I'm putting crossing down, once I get a candle that completely closes on a 5 minute chart like this, closes under, that's when I'll get the notification. That's it. One time. I don't need 50, 50 pings letting me know that Bitcoin is at, 28,949. And then I'm coming back looking at my notes to see what I have. If I'm looking for break of structure, then I'm really going to stare at this the next few hours, maybe put a sell limit short right under this break of structure, where if it plows down, I want to catch it before it does the whole running down, right? So, these are just different ways I like to tell you guys, man, so you can set yourself up, and do whatever's more comfortable for you. If you're better at market trading, then stick to your markets. If you're market orders, if you're good at limit trading and placing certain limit lines and it hits better, right? Like, always go back. This is why, I always encourage you guys to log everything, log all your trades, man. That way you go back, see what works, see what doesn't. This year, I told myself I would get a lot more detailed. Excuse me, not this year. Starting of next year, 2024, I want to get a lot more detailed into my trading logs, where I kind of want to have it as a journal, where I'm going to have space for a nice little paragraph, something, why I got on, what made me get on as far as was it a break of structure? Was it a trend line break? You know, and I think with detailed information like that, I can always go back and be like, all right, what worked better this month? You know, was it trend line breaks? Was it, you know, supply, demand, you know, bounce, rejection? You know, it only help you get better and better over the years. And that's, again, if you guys plan on, you know, doing this long term like me, you know what I mean? Like, I plan on doing this shit for a very long time. So you're always going to see me find things, you know, to just better our trading. And I think that would be a great way for you guys to do that. All right. So I have my alert set. I am pretty bearish, right, for the week, looking to see if we break this demand. I will also be looking at maybe for a possible break. I mean, a bounce, right? What if we don't break the structure and we actually start to build from here, right? Like, again, these are your different possibilities, man. Let's say we do start to, you know, wiggle around, break, or sideways like this and pick up from here, right? So then that's something, again, I want to look at for sure. Lena, what are you doing here, Lena? Hold on 1 second, guys. So yeah, that's one thing, you know. Again, you always want to look at your different possibilities, man. Don't get stuck in that one mindset, one set mindset that's only one thing that's gonna happen, right? Because 9 out of 10 times, at least for me, whenever I say, "Oh shit, it's definitely gonna come down here and this and that," it doesn't happen for me, man. I have shit luck with it, you know. When I keep a more open mindset and it's like, you know what, this is a possibility that this can happen. All right, well, this is also another possibility that this can happen. Then I'm sharpening my tools, you know, for both possibilities, right? Instead of just sticking to one mindset and one possibility, you know. So short wise, if I'm looking shorts, and well, look, I'll even do this. I'll paint this red for a short possibility. Of course, this is ugly as shit, but you guys get the point. And I'll paint this in green for long possibility, right? In case we do stay holding on to this nice little demand zone that it did build. You know, last time it didn't hold so well, right? We had the demand here, didn't hold so well, came, you know, and it didn't. I don't want to say came barreling down, but it broke, right? This was the last demand zone we had going on. Really nice one too, but you know, it just didn't hold. So we'll look at this one, right? Maybe this one can hold, and we do something like this where we ping-ponging. Either way, if you look at this, guys, shit, I didn't want to move that. Okay, let me lock this in. Either way, right? What are we forming here with just these two zones right now? Even though they're both technically, you know, demand zones, right? We're forming that range, right? That if the market does happen to stay in this range, what are we gonna do? We're gonna long from demand. We're gonna short from supply, right? While it's ping-ponging up and down until we find the move, which, again, we don't know. I don't know, so I'm not going to tell you guys I know what the hell is the next big move is going to be. But you know what? If we do consolidate like this, then let's pay attention to both these zones. Let's look for the longs, for the shorts, you know, from up here. I want to say, look, I'll even give you guys a few numbers. Let's look for shorts from around 29, right? And I'm going to write these down just because I like shit in detail. Short entries for this week. For this week. Bam, right? And I can do something like long entries here for this week as well. Entries for this week. Right? So again, possibility that it does ping pong. You know, maybe we get some news this week. Maybe one of you guys could refresh me. Not too sure. I think somebody had mentioned last week that we do have some kind of news. As long as it's not FOMC, those are the most fucking volatile days. They suck. You know, they usually this exact move, right? It's usually a fucking huge pump, followed by even nastier dump, followed by another pump, and it moves so weird that day that I stopped trading those days, man. Like I stopped trading those days months ago. They were just crazy. But you know, if we do stay in a nice sideways motion, this is what I'm going to be looking at for long and shorts. If we break this, then yeah, guys, I want to say we're probably, and I'm hoping that if it does come out this possibility that I can short this from 28, maybe get it till 26, 27. Again, I'm hoping that's not the case. I love Bitcoin staying above the 20s, you know, low 20s right now. Hoping that we can continue to just plow up. You know, green markets are the best, guys. You know, I know a lot of you guys are bears and like your shorts and stuff, but more people, you know, you get more action, man, during the green markets. You get liver crowds. You get people excited because their spot wallets are going up, and it just draws in a way bigger crowd. Which is why I've always been a big fan of the bull markets, and I can't wait till we actually. And again, I mean, we're on the right trajectory, right? Like to lead to that. I don't want to say we're there yet until we really break this gray zone, man. Once we break this and actually, break, we're hitting above the high, 35, 36 levels, and we're coming down because again, right? Even on every bull market, you're gonna have your days where you're gonna see red, right? Red, red, red. That's fine as long as we don't get red enough to come down back to this shit level again, or of course these levels. That's okay. Those are for your bears, right? Those are the days your bears take over. But I'm hoping, right, that if we do get to these 37, 38 levels, when the bears do come in, that they only push it as low as 30K, man. I think anything lower than that would probably, be scary, man. And I think at that point, we would definitely be breaking this trend line, which would only lead to, really probably nasty coming down, man. Like coming down to your 18, lower 18s, lower 15s, I want to say. So hoping the market stays away from that, But like I said, you never know. You never know. You never know. You never know, bro. So yeah, guys, that's pretty much my theory for this week's Bitcoin. What I'll be looking at. I'll keep you guys updated, obviously, on my calls. Also, you know me, I'm gonna be throwing in a few altcoins, seeing what's moving, what's not. Oh shit, negative 15%. Ouch. So CRV just took the illest dump, right? And again, right, as you see, so looking just really quick, looking at the chart, right? What do you see here? Demand zone, right? And what happens when you break a demand zone? I keep going over it with you guys, right? Big fucking moves, man. Strong, sharp moves, man. Which is why I love to identify zones like this. Because if you can catch these zones, the right angle, right? If you get a nice little break from on the bottom and that's your entry, then you ate really well on this fucking trade, right? Like how many percentage? 15. Like god damn, that's 15 unleveraged. So let's say you caught it here, right? Like dude, 18% unleveraged. My goodness, my goodness, big drop. Damn. And those are the ones that you could really look for now that it dropped like that, right? Now would be a chase. So the next best thing would be to long this and try to find the support on it, right? And if you go out to a bigger time frame, right? Day trader, but look, I always end up somehow or another jumping to daily charts because I know how effective they are. Maybe look at a long somewhere around the zone. I want to say maybe here you got a nice possibility of a nice bounce right there, right? So that's something that you guys could look at if you guys are looking at CRV. Also would want a trend line break on these lower highs for a breakout, right? For a nice, but if you're trying to grab the bottom, then it would be best to lean with more like a support demand zone instead of a trend line break, right? Trend line break is obviously like getting an entry right up here, and you can always catch that resistance where it rejected there. All right, let's look at SPY, my guys, because I am in Tesla swing, and Tesla and SPY walk hand in hand together, right? It's your fangs. Alright, so, oops, wrong chart, SPY. Guys, I'm not gonna lie, man, I was a little upset on Friday because, was it Friday? This was? No, hold on. 5 minute, when the market opened. Oh, so it was Thursday, okay, Thursday. I was looking at fucking stocks on Thursdays, guys, and fuck, I missed this so bad, right? I literally told the guys, and you can look it up in the chat, I was like, guys, let's short SPY at open, right? And even though it scared me a little because it did go up, right, and it's minor little moves, right? I was like, fuck, maybe not. But if I would have taken that trade and I would have stuck to my guns and shorted SPY on the break, I mean, look at the move it made that day. It was a big move, man. It was over 100%. And why I know it was 100%? Because my dumbass kind of longed it here because I saw these two nice fat candles thinking it was going to break back up. And I think I cut it around here. And this was like it was like 60%. It was a 1 day chart. It was a 1 day contract. the 0-day contracts. And those, bro, if you don't catch it exact, it's very hard to make money off of them because all this consolidation, right? Like even when it was above, like right here, I was above, right? This was my entry, like this line right here, right? When I was above, it was still saying that I was down like -40, which is one reason why I ended up switching over to crypto, because I'm good at getting an entry and really sticking to it, and averaging down. And with options, I never understood how, if I bought a contract at this price and the fucking price is above it, why am I still down -30 and 40? But that's just your contracts, right? That's the whole theta. That's the Greeks in your contracts that if any of you guys are gonna dive into options with me, again, I do plan on diving into options more. Again, I kind of miss it. I kind of like the whole camaraderie about it, and knowing your markets and stuff. Then let's start paying attention to the Greeks, and really find out which one are the best contracts to get. That way we don't get fucked on trades like this. And if I remember correctly, guys, man, just really getting not sticking to the cowboy shit. I told myself I wouldn't do any more 0-day trades after this week. So starting on Monday tomorrow, I'm gonna look for more options trades, but I'm not looking into anything like that, man. I'm not looking for a 0-day trade. I'm not looking for a weekly chart. I'm looking for bigger time frames, and I'm looking for like next week. Like at least I want to say contracts that expire every 2 weeks, more or less. That'll give us space for dumps in case they do, and if it still happens to perform, you'll still get nice profits on it. So I'm looking forward to that as well, guys. But SPY, yeah, man, SPY has been doing beautifully, man. We had, I think, this chart out for a while, right? Hell yeah, look at this. So this is an old chart that I have on SPY that I've been also doing with the guys. This was more on a daily. Hold on. It's out the way. There we go. All right, so we had a downtrend, just like our crypto market, man. Exact that. We had a whole year of it, or I think even longer of a downtrend. And even though we were on a downtrend, right, we had a nice little spikes up, still giving us lower highs, right? We didn't break until actually this point right here, where it broke, retested, and started to fly and perform, right? So I put up these levels because these are older ones. These are a few points that we got to look at now on SPY, man, where the one we can play the short, right? Play the puts for the rejections. Or if it does break this all-time high, fuck, man, that could be really well. That could be the move that we need for the crypto market to run up to the 39, whatever, the 40s, that, and break that 30K level, man. Like these are the different factors like that I think play out, right? Like certain news about money, Powell, and this and that. But really looking at your other markets, and SPY and Bitcoin kind of run hand in hand, guys. Like if you haven't noticed, I've been noticing it for like 2-3 years now, where certain days, Bitcoin is doing great. You come around and fucking SPY is doing amazing, right? And vice versa. So they kind of do walk hand in hand. Our stocks and our cryptos, they correlate. So, with certain charts like this, I look for that, right? I look to see if we have certain breakouts on SPY that'll trickle over into Bitcoin and our crypto market and things like that. And right now, being that SPY, it's forming almost like a cup and handle, man. If you really want to look at it at a bigger time frame, right? Like if we can get this cup, and get this price right here, even the rejection, the retest would hopefully, wouldn't go too low, maybe to here, but give us new highs, then you got a thriving market right there. You'll see. I can almost guarantee it, man. And I don't guarantee shit, but I can almost guarantee that if we break these levels, and continue to thrive in the SPY, SPY and our stocks and that market, you'll see crypto following suit. So that's just going to show people that, people aren't investing, right? Like, the reason the market was going down so bad was because we were in bad times. We had fucking COVID. People were broke, right? There was supposedly everybody's yelling recession, recession, recession. So I had a lot of people scared, but it's not looking that way anymore. And I'm very happy for that, man, because, I want everybody to thrive. Shit, man. Like, these markets are made for us to get money, man. So let's get it. You know what I mean? Just this, man. Paying attention to certain markets, certain trends will help you, give you guys that edge, man. So, all right, guys, give me 1 second. I'm gonna grab some water. If you guys have any questions, let me know. If not, I'll keep going through everything. My man Drewski's in the house. All right, let's keep going. All right, so Tesla, guys. This is just a fucking fun trade that I threw out. Why was it I got on? Let me see. I think it was because of this, right? So let me look at. Hold on, I want to see why. There was a certain reason. You see, that's what it is. Okay, bam. I'm thinking. All right. Oh shit. You know what? Even before that, I'll show you what I saw on Spy. The reason why I wanted to short it that day, right, was something about for those of you guys that don't do stocks or options, crypto. You notice there is no breaks, right? There's no breaks. Crypto is 24/7, so you will always see a clean chart where they will not. You won't see gaps. Every now and then you see it. Like I've seen even Bitcoin gap up once. Very rare occasion. Again, they rarely happen, but when they do, they do. With stocks, man, because they close on the weekends, you're always going to see gap ups and gap downs, right? You're going to see gaps like this. Now, the whole theory behind it, and it was something I learned shit, man, within like the first few weeks when I started really learning and diving into stocks and options, is that supposedly they're supposed to fill in the gaps, right? So let me see if I can do a bigger time frame and show you guys what I mean, right? So right here, this day closed, right? Holiday, I guess, right? The Wednesday. Either way, it closed right here down, right? Mind you, that day it closed at 4:54. It opened up the next day at 4:54:18. It opened up the next day at damn near 4:55. Right? So that's a gap up. Now, it's showing you that it has a space in, right? It's again, the rule behind it is that whenever you have gaps, they tend to fill, right? So if I was to put like a little square just like I had over there, showing you the gap, then this is where we filled it, right? Came down, boom, filled it, right? So one way or another, it's crazy, but it kind of almost does fill it, man. Like right here, let me see. Right here, you have a gap that got filled, right? This was another gap right here. Touched it that last week, right? Same thing. So that's what I was looking at, man. When I saw this gap that day, that fucking Thursday, what it was, right? You know, none of this was out already. I just saw a big gap, and I think, oh, pre-market, that's what it was. Because pre-market, it showed that it was all the way up here. I was like, holy fuck, we have a big-ass gap to fill, right? And mind you, it did it that day. Like, look at it. You know, if this was your gap to fill, it filled it and more that day, right? So that's what I'm telling you. This is why I wanted to short. I think we were also at a daily resistance, which is why I wanted to short it even more. Right? It was, yeah, I was seeing this little, you know, structure right here, little rejections, almost 1, 2, 3, 4, like almost 4 or 5 rejections right at this little corner right here in this little cluster. And I was like, shit, it's pretty close to that one, so we'll probably get a nice little rejection along with the freaking gap to fill, man. And damn, dude, like I really wish I would have played it that day. Really wish I would have played it that short, like I said. But again, you know, that's gonna happen. Tesla, reason I'm in Tesla right now, I want this gap, guys. I want to see if, you know, that theory is going to work out with this gap right here. So this is why I put it, right? Gap to fill. Not only that, but I saw we had this right here going on too. We had almost a nice, damn near perfect double bottom, you know, and it did it right here, double bottom. But then if you look at it at a bigger time frame, it shows just only 2 points. So excuse me. So I'm also going for the double bottom on this trade. My entry, I'm up on this trade still. I think it was around here, right? I think it went up, and then once it bounced off of this little demand, I got an entry here. So I'm up right now. I'm just, you know, this is the only flaw that I see on it. I want to say is this fucking trend line, man, where I'm scared that it's going to reject because I had it almost like that, right? So it's not a complete breakout, so it can easily reject, go down, and continue this little wedge that is kind of starting to form, right? And if it does that, then obviously my long is going to go to shit. But I like it. You know, I'm going to try it out. Hopefully we get the breakout, and if we do and get to fill this gap, then yeah, you can bet your ass I'm going to be printing on that trade, man. You can bet your ass I'm going to be fucking printing on that trade. But, you know, that's just something for those of you guys that haven't tried options, watch out for those gaps, man. Those gaps, they're real. I've seen it perform more than fucking anything, as I want to say, right? Like, I want to say I've seen gaps fill shit 8 out of 10 times, right? So that's one of those things, man, that just really want to pay attention to, right? Like even right here, big ass gap, right? Big gap, but gave it a few days, boom, filled it in. See? So if you can identify those gaps and maybe play those, that could be a strategy within itself right there, to be honest. So that's what I'm playing Tesla off of. I'm going to see, right? I think if it breaks under this little demand that it has, I'm probably going to cut it. Or probably give it a little space to see if it plays off. Because it is like a 2-week out contract. So I do want to give it time. However, if it doesn't break, or if it does break there, that's a very, very slight possibility that I just might cut for a super early loss and save my money, and look for the next trade. All right, so that's my Monday prep, guys. Excuse me, my Sunday prep. As far as crypto stocks go, let me go over maybe 1 or 2 pairs real fast. Kind of got fucking demolished last week. Was it AUDCHF? I think it was. Other than that, we made some great trades on Forex too, which I was surprised, guys, because I was on a bad streak, man. And again, no excuses. I don't want to come up with excuses, but I've been busy, I've been in the middle of a move, going through, family issues and shit and, things that we all go through life, right? And instead of taking breaks and not trading, I still chose to trade and put the trades out. And Forex at that time, just fuck, man. I was literally getting the opposite of every trade, man. I was getting in longs up here at resistance. They were coming plowing down. I was getting shorts all the way at support like this, and they were just fucking riding up. And every trade was like that. I went back and looked at it, and it was just that's exactly what I was doing. So, we turned it around last week, man. Thank God. Knock on wood. Fucking turned it around. Made some really good trades. With just like 2 losses, I think. The rest were like wins. It was like about 7. It's about 6 wins, I think. 6 wins, 2 losses. Still learning Forex as it is, right? Like it's not the complete same, right? As far as crypto, right? Like they're obviously not the same. The charts do look pretty similar, but they make different moves, man. They really do. Sometimes I feel like it's easier to see it. Sometimes I feel like it's even tougher to spot, So just be careful with that, man. With Forex, it's tricky, man. It really is tricky. But I'm having fun trading it too because I'm learning it, right? And I don't expect to learn Forex in a week just because I know crypto, right? And I still feel like I don't know crypto. I told you guys, man. So I don't have 10, 20 years of experience. That's when I'm gonna be like, all right, I know what I'm doing. No, man. Like I'm always gonna keep trying to learn and keep digging into my trading to try to get it better. But with Forex, I think it's just that. I think I'm just gonna take my time with it. It's gonna take some time before I master it, kind of thing, right? So keep practicing, man. Like practicing on these 4 funded accounts. If you guys are in our server, you'll know that we got some of these guys already past the funded. Some didn't. Some are still trying it. We got guys. There's different ones and a lot of different ones right now too. I like the boot camp one where you don't have a time limit. I think that one fits me better because then I don't like the pressure of having time limit on anything, right? Like I like to trade. I like to know that I can trade when the fuck I want. I don't need anybody telling me, hey, dude, you got to make a trade by next week. Like that shit just irks me and makes me not want to trade. So if you're anything like me, guys, look for those Forex funded accounts that have that, right? And they do. They didn't before, but now they're out there. I think Vibez is one of them that is pretty good with the no time limit. You can definitely check that one out. But let's see what Forex pairs are pushing right now. And that's another thing, guys. If you've never did this before, whenever you just hit something simple as this, trading view, right? If you hit here, you'll get your alphabetical order, right? If you hit change percentage, with the arrow down like this, you'll get your top runners, right? And it'll literally give you your top runners. And every time you come back, you just gotta, I think, click on it. I don't know what that is. Return to custom. All right. So yeah, this one, yeah, you just hit it again whenever you come back to your charts and see which ones are your top runners. That's gonna show you obviously the one with the most volume because they're the top runner kind of thing. Why am I on a minute chart? Yuck. All right, there we go. Yeah, they were taking a fucking plow last week. That's why they're probably all rushing or pushing right now. They were all getting beat up last week, man. It took some. Look at that drop, dude. Like AUD pairs were getting demolished last week, but We also got a trend break here, and I think I had this one mapped out for a while. And I think I said if we do get this trend break, we get the daily. Hold on. Oh shit. There's your uptrend, right? Downtrend. Damn, I think I might be shorting this one. Yeah, I had this chart for a while, guys. Shit, broke right through it too. Yeah, I'll come back and look at this one. But yeah, look, now all your AD pairs after last week's nasty drops that they took, they're kind of looking, I guess, greenish right now, trying to recover. So some of these probably won't be a bad idea for a nice little bounce up, like right here. I want to say this one's kind of looking pretty juicy for a nice little maybe recovery, or give it a little more space, right? Less leverage, more space. I want to say something like this. Right, getting in that entry there and putting that stop loss there. Either way, if you zoom out on AUD CAD, it's still in this bearish channel that I've had for a long time. You know, and just like our support and resistance lines, you play them the exact same way, guys. Whenever this is your support line, this is your resistance, right? Whenever it gets close to resistance, short it. You know, 90% of the times or 80% of the times, your market is in a range, right? This is your range on this trade right here. Have your lower highs, lower lows, you're in a bearish channel. Shorted at the resistance, long at the top. Even though you're in a bearish channel, and yes, that is a bearish sentiment, you can still scalp with longs, right? You're not going to get as much as a short, but you can, unless you get the very bottom of something that breaks up like this or breaks out of this channel, then yeah, that's a whole nother story. But the idea behind the bearish channel like this is that you're only going to get scalped small, you know, little run-ups, leg ups to continue going down and give you lower highs almost every time, right? Lower highs every time. So, you know, that's the idea with it. Same exact concept, man. You know, bear. Now you don't have to make things harder than they have to be sometimes, man. It can be as simple as that. Then you can throw in the indicators and different theories and all that shit that we have that, you know, so many so many of us trade. But you know, identifying simple structure, I think, should be on everybody's list, man. Identify your structure first, then plan out anything else you have adding to it, whether, like I said, it be indicators, strategies, or whatnot, you know, and it'll just add on to your trading. Wow, this one broke up high, building higher low, building lower highs. Okay, which one is this one? Building lower highs? Yeah, until it broke there. So yeah, that one was out of that, but did get a nice trend breaker from above. Oh, this fucker. Look at that. So I guess I did trade or wanted to trade this one. I think this was going to be my entry. And look, it hit stop loss. Still in the bearish channel, but looks like it was... I would have held it. It would have performed, right? Would have been performing right now. Anyways. Alright, guys. I got to go, man. My son is acting up. Let me go put him to bed. I think we had a pretty good Sunday prep. If you guys have any questions, let me know. If not, I'll probably be back in like another hour or so to do some live trading and look at some of those AUD pairs. Drew, I'm looking at a few stocks. I gotta organize that watch list, man. Make sure we got a good watch list for that. See which bots I used to use too. I think I used to use Option Fams bot, and that one has good commands, bro, that help you out. It tells you which open interest contracts have the most, which ones have the most volume and shit like that. So I'm gonna add that bot again so we can start using it for options, man, because I think we're definitely gonna need it. That's a really clutch bot to have. And yeah, tomorrow I keep thinking I'm in LA, where I'm like, oh shit, I gotta be up by like 6 o'clock in the morning to trade stocks. I'm in the East Coast, baby. So now, shit, I don't gotta be. Well, I think the market opens at 9:30. So yeah, I mean, I'll still be up with you guys, man. I'm gonna try to wake up by 7, 8 o'clock in the morning. Look at a few charts, get ahead of the game, wake up nice and early, and see what we can do, man. All right, my peoples. Thank you for joining. I will talk to you guys later. If you have any questions, just tag me. I'll be back in about another 20, 30 minutes, man. I just got to put this kid to bed, man. He's giving his mother a hard time. It's like his father, man. What can I say? Talk to you guys later, man. Peace out, y'all.